Hi, I'm Symphoneers, and today we're taking a look at Eluge the Shoreless Sea in Historic Brawl. Eluge is kind of just an excuse for me to keep doing the thing I do in Historic Brawl with Blue of, like, playing a bunch of extra turn spells and turbo draw nonsense. Yeah, so our kind of primary game plan with Eluge, or the fun kill with Eluge, is that we do Eluge stuff, we scale up, we cost reduce our instants and sorceries with Eluge, as well as the Mind Splice apparatus and the kind of one-off cost reducers like Haughty and Brawl. We do that, we, draw 10 or 15 cards or whatever with Blue Sun Zenith, and we use Psychosis Crawler pings to kill our opponent, or if we don't have Psychosis Crawler, which we can also tutor for with Fabricate, we can use Teferi Temporal Pilgrim to do a murder. Or if we don't have Teferi, maybe we have a Flyer and Prophetic Memory can put a ton of counters on something. That's kind of our primary kills. As a backup, like, value layer for that, we have just a bunch of extra turn stuff, which Eluge works great with, because, when a Time Warp costs 1 or 2 mana, it's real good, real easy to make that turn back-breaking. Or those extra turns back-breaking. Aside from that stuff, we just have, like, a ton of draw spells, a bunch of bounce. We're playing the, like, value bounce a thing and draw cards, as well as, like, Cyclonic Rift, and all that stuff. We have a Shipwreck Dowser, and a couple of other cards that just focus on recurring stuff from the graveyard, Slickshot Lockpicker, and so on. And then, yeah, aside from that, just, ramp spells, generic draw spells. We have Storm Chaser's Talent, which can also sort of be a win con if we don't have anything else. Like, all else fails, we can level it up to level 3, cast spells, get a bunch of otters, etc. And yeah, that's kind of the deck. The mana base is super simple. Mystic Sanctuary is really important for just putting Time Warp back on top of your deck. Yeah, I'm recording this video and stuff on no sleep, so the gameplay's a little bit messy, but consider this your warning. If you like the deck tech and like the video, like, subscribe, etc. helps the channel a lot. If you want to support the channel even more, you can dig around in the description and find links to my Twitch, the Patreon. You can support me by shopping on Card Trader and clicking the link and using the code and stuff. That adds up and helps a lot, actually. All that rambling out of the way, let's get on to some actual gameplay. Anyway, this hand seems okay-ish. I guess we could maybe try to greed for an accelerant or something, but we're on the play, so... I just, like, polluted Delta, do whatever. Hey, Corey. Good to see you, good to have you. Appreciate you stopping by. No, I'm glad the videos and stuff have been helpful. Crack a polluted Delta, grab an island. Muldrotha happens. Or Bauble, Mishra's Bauble, rather. Evolving Wilds for the opponent. Sink into stupor. Let's just vibe. Sit on the deduce for a minute. Psychic Frog does stuff. Yeah, 2 mana when it hits draw a card. Sure. I think our main game plan for dealing with that at the moment is ignoring it. Or I guess bouncing it's fine. It would be nice to take a turn to vibe, or like to do setup work with Midnight Clock or whatever. Maybe that's okay. Merfolk Brawl deck, underpowered compared to most decks. I can imagine, or Merfolk's definitely one of those decks that's kind of tricky to build. Because there are some really good Merfolk, and then there are also some really bad Merfolk. Forget exactly what the spread of, like, historic Merfolk Arena has, because we have a few good ones, like a few really good old ones. We have, oh, I'm not going to be able to name them off the top of my head. Command decent. And then you want to cram in, like, Master of the Pearl Trident or whatever, or I'm just like, I know there's a couple Pearl Trident cards and I don't remember which ones we have. Anyway. Here I go stalling forever. Case of the ransacked lab. And then we pay 3 life for this, and we drag under the Psychic Frog. This gets us a card, Inventor's Fair for hitting land drops. Yeah, right on. Helga was good. Yeah. Helga just very much like banned powerful cards. Banned cards I like. Yeah, I do prefer blue in Historic Brawl because we have access to some, like, way more interesting cards in Brawl, or like once you expand the card pool a little bit. Kind of want to do Eluge here, actually, or like I'm humming and hawing for a minute. Make the Soporific Springs an island. We can bounce the Psychic Frog. The Fading Hope is 0 cost, whatever, or like whenever we play it, so we can hang out for a minute. Midnight clock ticks up, and a car goes by outside. Mortuary for the opponent, because I don't quite sip my coffee. Opponent vibing, moisturized, in their lane, thriving. I should probably read Psychic Frog. Discard cards, put counters on it, exile 3 cards, gains flying. Oh, I haven't actually been keeping up on Duskmourn cards all that much. I should probably look at them at all. Honestly, Duskmourn is probably the set of... it's hard to... I hit... Duskmourn and OTJ are not sets for me. Or is maybe the, like, most concise way to say it. Repeal... Magic spoiler. If I could type spoiler properly. Land is fun. I think. Just with, like, turns and weaving and stuff, and they're not really, like, threatening us with all that much. Oh. Flying when Doomsday Excruciator enters. If it was cast, each player exiles all but the bottom 6 cards of their library face down. At the beginning of your upkeep, draw a card. No. Wasn't that expensive? I think I half remember that creature, actually. Sorry, I'm Did I mention I haven't slept today? I simply wish to draw 5 cards, I think. Mm, 6 black pips. Yeah, the big mill spells tend not to actually be that good. 6 pips is also a lot. Are we okay losing Eluge here? They absolutely block with Grist. I think we vibe. Yeah, it's always it's the like 1, 2, 3 mana mill cards that are, you know, Tasha's Hideous Laughter or whatever, that are the actual problems. As a sort of example, there's oh, I'm not going to be able to name any card today, huh? New Capenna Grixis Vampire Dad. The Vroom Vroom Hugga Chugga Mech from the Brothers War. Like, big mill creatures tend not to quite get there. Ravenous Chupacabra gets Eluge. I think that we have so many reanimate targets in Standard, though. Like you know, oh yeah, Psychic Frog has text. Listen, we're hanging out today. We're talking about spoilers. Duskmorn spoilers, I guess. No, Eluge. Do some Brazen Borrowing? On their turn? No, you don't... Sorry, didn't mean to scare you away or whatever. It's okay. What was I saying? Atraxa or whatever, or Itali. Like, there's a pretty good reanimate top end. It's hard for, like, I'm gonna mill you out in, you know, between 1 and 6 turns to beat Atraxa. Why did I say it like that? Atraxa. Ooh, eh. Brazen Borrower his opponent controls. Okay. At least Assassin's Trophy gives us a land. They're really chilling with that Muldrotha, huh? Blip. Psychic Frog to hand, cause I don't want them drawing cards. They're kind of stymieing us, but they're also not... The Analyst is probably a concern. I know, I'm kind of down to just keep eluging. We rebuy the ETB every time, and we at least kind of progress the Eluge game plan. Yeah, no, we don't want to do multiple choice here. Yeah, sorry, we kind of progress the Eluge game plan. And then kind of like worst case scenario-ish, like they shoot Eluge again. We Alrund's Epiphany and have enough mana from like kind of doing all this dirtling for a handful of turns that we actually, you know, can double spell effectively. And do some things. Muldra, the player, hovering the grist. They have a ton of lands in the graveyard. Cankerbloom. No. Not my midnight clock. I actually don't know. I mean, drawing a bunch of cards would be nice, but it's not a huge issue at this point, or like not a... I'd probably be more worried about them cracking the Analyst or whatever. Eluge big. That's bold. Giving up your only death touch blocker versus an 8/8. An 8/8 in blue. I guess they don't know that we're playing extra turn spells or whatever. How do I feel about rotation's length now? A little bit mixed, or like, I'm warming to it a little bit. Kind of on paper, I hated Big Standard, because it's just like, oh, so it's just gonna be shielded forever. In practice, Standard has been, like, healthier than I expected. It still has a lot of annoying play patterns, but they're not horrendous. They're not, like, utterly impossible to, handle or whatever. So it's like, I could see it being a long-term good thing, especially if Foundations pans out well and they, I don't know, design it well, basically. Although I could also see it, like, backfiring. They do a bad job with Foundations and everything's bad. I don't know which is actually super likely. The main pain point for me, I think, is just I would be so much happier with this standard if, like, 3 cards or whatever were banned. You're not too keen on Foundations. It's weird. It's a weird thing. Or, like, on one hand, it's great for budget paper players or whatever. Like, I definitely get why it's happening, and it's one of, like, it's a player-friendly decision in a lot of regards, but it does also just push us further and further away from, like, 4-set, 5-set, or, like, 5-set standard. Which I do miss.
Meant to be shared.
Staring at my hand. Brawl. I don't know, just 4. If X is 4 or more, do all of the above. I'll take Mind Spring. Decline, actually, they just boot Ravenous Chupacabra. I just want the, like, multi-mode element. The fact you can decline that bounce is nice. Why don't we Solemn here? Solemn... This is, like, a little bit mana inefficient. It would just be kind of nice to do Mind Spring with, like, you know, Eluge and a bajillion mana, and we do have the Brazen Borrower. Vroom Vroom. We Eluge the Reliquary Tower. Eluge now 11/11. Bing bong. The frog and the chupacabra are all gone. I guess we don't have quite enough artifacts for Inventor's Fair. Hey, Muldrotha, player throws in the towel. Yeah, from there, winning for us is just like Mind Spring. We have utterly gigantic spirits. At that point, they have to block everything. They can maybe stall if they play Muldrotha, block all the giant stuff. No, they're dead on board unless they do that, and yeah, no. Yeah, anyway, good games to the opponent. Sure? This hand might be a little bit dirtly, but it does seem like a hand that can tempo out a fair creature deck. We will enter as tapped Soporific Springs. Llanowar Elves. Okay. Cold Steel Heart on blue. But yeah, Eluge, and then we have like cheap Dragunder and Repulse and stuff. And even if they keep searching for lands, that's maybe fine. We do need to draw into kind of better or more productive cards. Maybe we want to get an Ominous Seas down. Outcaster Trailblazer. Well, well, well. Scalding Tarn, do. Grab a blue. And play out Eluge. Eluge on the Soporific Springs, and we get a free Birthday Escape. Eluge, now the Ring Bearer. We can maybe do like a Dragunder on our turn, Repulse on their next turn. That might be cool and good. Kind of depends on how this pans out, like if they play any gigantic blockers, if they attack with the Trailblazer, etc. Because Eluge, very small right now. It's the downside to playing out Eluge on Accelerants, or like using Mana Rock mana. Zendikar. Oh lordy, they rampin'. This gives them an Accelerant as well as an Outcaster Trailblazer proc. I think we just lose Eluge here, actually. It kind of sucks, but... yeah. Sometimes the feels bad play is the correct play. We can also Sorcery Speed bounce the Llanowar Elves to maybe slow them down a little bit. Who knows if that will matter. We can Brawl's Expertise some stuff. Or like if they play out creatures here, Brawl's Expertise to Behold the Multiverse seems okay. Meow, meow, meow. Our opponent vibing. Moisturized in their lane. Utterly and truly thriving. Serac and Goreclaw. I mean, honestly, just Sorcery Speed. Could do multiple choice for 4. That's probably the better play here, actually. Like, we have just enough mana for that. I'll take a Time Warp. Choose a player, they return Sorak and Goreclaw to their hand, and we make a 4/4 and Ominous Seas ticks up. This is nice. I was feeling like multiple choice maybe wasn't a great fit in a prior game or two, just because, I don't know, sometimes the modes and stuff can be a little bit weird, but when it, like, does all the things and all the things are useful, it's so good. Or it just feels, yeah, very, very nice. It's the type of weird generic value I like to get out of blue. Whatly. Whatly, whatly, whatly. Grabs a land. That card happens. We've hit Fabricate, which can grab Psychosis Crawler, and is helpful for setting up a kill. I don't think that that is our best play currently. I would like to bounce 2 creatures back to their hand. What's the language on you again? Non-token creatures, 1/1, etc. Behold the multiverse, please get me 2 islands. Pretty good. We don't play out Mystic Sanctuary here because it's Mystic Sanctuary and we have a Time Warp in hand. Yeah, we're holding up the 4/4 to block like a Sorak and Goreclaw plus follow-up creature attacking the Invasion of Zendikar thing. Our upcoming turns are going to be like Time Warp, Mystic Sanctuary, put Time Warp on the top of our deck, and figure some stuff out from there. They use the Hasted Elves to do Whatley here, sure. Whatley Haste grabs a land. Trampley Whatley chills. Counter on Ominous Seas. We do have to do slightly awkward sequencing here to Time Warp. Mystic Sanctuary. Put that time... Honestly, Brawl's expertise might be better. Sorak and Goreclaw make it a little bit weird. If they didn't have like a haste enabler to rebuy stuff, I think that would be more true, more correct. They have 5 toughness. Just going to do this right away, so I don't forget. And then we can do a Mind Stone, and do a Time Warp. And we keep vibing. Ominous Seas happens. Sorry, we can Eluge. I don't know if Eluge is the highest value player right now. We're all working on everything is, I think, maybe a bit better. Let's repulse that. Ominous Seas happens. We get an island. Let's pay 1 to bounce the Llanowar Elves. Slow them down. Fabricate for Psychosis Crawler, I guess. We could do Mind Splice Apparatus. Yeah, I don't know if we have a kill here. Or like, the idea with Psychosis Crawler is that once we can draw a bajillion cards, we Psychosis Crawler them into the dirt. Maybe we keep blocking with the 4/4 actually. And yeah, we're just not at the draw a billion cards part of the game yet. We're almost there. Mind Splice Apparatus can help us get there. And then once we're drawing a billion cards, we will simply draw the Psychosis Crawler, or the Teferi. Some of the other stuff that helps us, you know, convert drawing a bunch of stuff with Eluge X draw spells, convert that into an actual win. Huatli gonna flip? Huatli gonna flip? Or not. Opponent doing some manual tapping, my favorite thing. Realm Cloaked Giant? Sure? Seems awkward. Maybe they have giants I don't know about? It is just an Eldraine card, too, I guess. Oh, Rampaging Raptor, so they do finally get the Invasion of Zendikar. This might be a problem. Otawara. Yep. Solemn. Mind Splice is neat. I don't play with it in Standard much, because there's not... I don't know. I'm not super into the like, control decks or whatever that play it in Standard. In Brawl, though, with Time Warp and, like, more X spells. Ooh. More memes that it can fuel. I'm a little bit more into it. I think we're just mind splicing here. We're mostly keeping up the Brazen Borrower as a kind of, I don't know, emergency option. Our opponent sure is hitting the rope every turn. Or sorry, we can mind splice plus Brazen Borrower. I don't know why I'm... Baneslayer Angel, huh? Oh no, we can't because it doesn't have the counters, right? Duh. Can you tell I don't have that many reps with it? Yeah, either way, this is fine-ish. Shipwreck Dowser. You know what that means. Oh, you know it. You love it. It's Time Warp. Whee! Time Warp. Yeah. No. We do this. We. I don't know if any of this matters. We are pretty close to die. Think twice. In this economy? I mean, I guess we might as well Eluge here. Make Otawara a thing. Do a think twice. Guardian Idol, not really what we need here. Midnight Clock, okay. Brain. Yeah, sorry. The Brazen Borrower mana works out so awkwardly. I'm being very lazy about all the timings here just because I don't... Like, we need to keep up a bunch of blockers, and if they should know what we have. Or, like, all of that's exposed information. I'm not a big, like, maybe they'll forget about it player, unless it's absolutely necessary. That's not true. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. Oh. Mm-hmm. Gotta hit that rope. This is one of those games that's like, I guess I'm probably cutting this game just because of, you know, the hitting the rope every turn type of thing. I don't know. We are also maybe just dead. Depending on, I guess we have 8/8s. I forgot about our 8/8s. That's where I'm at right now. Well, we could top deck another extra turn effect. This doesn't kill us, so it will only make us stronger, right? Mind Splice ticks up. Well, we did in fact draw the Psychosis Crawler. Mind Stone is our most efficient card draw currently. Blue Sun's Zenith. Well, ain't that a thing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. I should actually think about this, shouldn't I? What does X10 cost to cast? That leaves us with 1 mana. So we don't want to do X10. X5? Yeah, X5 is what I thought was sensible. Because that gives us enough mana to cast most extra turn effects in our deck. And it's semi-reasonable odds. Get a bunch of Ominous Seas triggers. We're really vibing on those Ominous Seas triggers. We should brainstorm for sure. I mean, maybe, I guess. We can tuck those. Doesn't super matter what the order is. More Ominous Seas procs. Then bounce Shalai. Harrow, our opponent, finally not unnecessarily holding priority. Maybe, hopefully. Shalai goes back to hand. Haughty-Jin. Guardian Idol attack with Eluge. I mean, I don't know if it's super correct to attack with stuff. This is a weird game. That tramples over for 2. Oh no, we're dead? No. Wait, no, we're not actually dead yet. Okay. Although we can't actually afford to attack despite having this board. Because that would leave us 2 open on the ground, or they'd be able to force lethal if they figured out what we're holding up. Or like what our plan for surviving the turn is. We are just drawing a Psychosis Crawler, which is not great. We kind of have to rely on this opt. Roxanne! That means we die, because we don't have counter magic. Rip going to 2. It did in fact kill me. It didn't make me stronger. This is okay. I kind of want to free mulligan and see if we can fish for something better. I think this hand is slightly better. Yeah. From one okay hand to the next okay hand. Mind Stone. I'm just gonna do a think twice. Spring Bloom Druid is driving a truck outside. A truck full of value. Now, the opponent grabs 2 snow-covered swamps. We play a 3rd land and do a... Bouncing the Spring Bloom Druid here is pretty awkward. So I don't hate, like... Can do that and dump the Seagate Restoration. Like, we still have 2 lands, and... yeah. Seems alright. Bouncing Corvold, on the other hand... I mean, he does technically have an ETB, but I think I consider it less bad than the Spring Bloom Druid. I guess it's kind of... I don't know. It's a bit weird either way. We maybe try Eluge here. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this because we're tapped out. Karn's Temporal Sundering. No, not you. Shipwrecked out. Or, sorry, 2 cards, duh. Blue Sun Zenith is not immediately powerful. Try this. Ichor Wellspring, clap, clap, clack a clap. Ichor Wellspring with Corvold's a little annoying. Or like, getting punished for letting Corvold continue to exist. Although they, yeah, no, anyway. Corvold happens. I think we just throw the Steam Core, maybe not. I'm thinking specifically of like Sheoldred's Edict or something. There's some nominal value to holding, or like keeping the Steam Core Scholar on the field, especially given that we're about to play extra turn spells. Ideally. Infernal Grasp, move the commander to the command zone. Okay. Crack the Misty Rainforest. Oh yeah, we shuffle away Blue Suns, whatever. It's fine, don't worry about it. Do Profts. Getting Profts Acidic Memory down here is like mana efficient and seems generally handy. We will main phase this Arrester's Admonition to draw another card. Our opponent vibing. They burn a Return to Nature on the Prophet's Acidic Memory, which is okay. It is technically one of our win cons, or like one of the ways we generate a big spooky attacker, but I don't know, it's okay, we can just get a Psychosis Crawler, or whatever, or play Eluge and, you know, beat them dead with that. Goldspan Dragon. Up to 1 target non-land permanent. Once again, no blocks. They play Corvold. Eating the Mind Stone. The thing I dislike about this is they probably have removal spells in hand, just given that they're playing Jund. Why don't we Haughty Djinn and Storm Chaser's Talent and Repulse Corvold? This does does not deal with the problem permanently, but it kind of, I don't know, stalls. It lets us make land drops. Feed the swarm on the Hottigen. Goldspan Dragon attacks. And no blocks. Corvold happens. Eating the treasure. Activate ability. On the polluted delta, get an island. So we can Cyclonic Rift Corvold Goldspan Dragon, which is okay-ish. Might be worth... I think we need to kind of gamble here. I always forget that Cyclonic Rift does not actually target your own stuff, so Eluge is exposed. Which isn't great, but if we can keep Eluge on the battlefield for a turn cycle... Okay, we're not going to be able to do that. Or I assume they're tutoring for, you know, removal or whatever. Perhaps a Gix's command. I guess they couldn't actually cast that with how they tapped. Arrow? Okay. That's 4 mana, no black. Cabaret Courtyard. Doing stuff. We can also, or we do have the option of not, like we can Cycrift something. Scape Shift happens, okay. I'm definitely supposed to boot Corvold to hand before that resolves. I have done a punt in letting that proceed. I don't know if it'll actually matter though, or like it depends on Karn's temporal sundering, kind of. Because I think the game plan of I'm just gonna do this now. Every thought left in my brain. Game plan of like extra turns and yeah. See, they don't even really draw that many cards. They're gonna have to discard so much to hand size. Oh, They don't attack with the dragon. Huh. Okay. Well. Target player takes a turn after this one. Up to 1 target non-land permanent. That stuff happens. Then we Emrakul's Messenger. Or we can get Cycrift or something back to hand, or Lorien Revealed. Oh, sorry, we have lethal over the turns. Right. I love that I was not at all punished for that enormous Corvold punt. Like if they hit a Doomblade or whatever, Eluge dies, our clock goes away, we're not able to kill them there. But yeah, we get very lucky. My no sleep brain, yeah, just getting by under the wire. Good games to the opponent. I don't know, that game was a weird mess. You know what, maybe this hand's fine actually. Like Storm Chaser's Talent on 1, Fish for just islands on 2, or maybe like a Mana Rock or something if we draw an island. Using the sleight of hand. No, we do draw a land. Honestly, I think we still might. Yeah. Oh, Extraordinary Journey. That's the card I meant to cut. Yeah, because it's an enchantment. I knew there was something. I'm having a time today. It's fine. Let's do Case of the Ransacked Lab. Dawn Treader is, yeah, the land finder, searcher, ramper thing. Do. Opponent does a cultivate. Dawn Treader Elk boops the snoot to assert dominance, as is its right. I would like to Eluge. Landing Eluge before doing any extra turn stuff or whatever is pretty good. We can fabricate for a Psychosis Crawler. We can also just grab like a Midnight Clock or something. Yeah, it's not terribly exciting. But that is part of the value of tutors. If you don't need to grab the, like, kill card or whatever, you can just grab a utility piece. Fatal Push on the Eluge. Oh! Oh! Rude. Unkind, uncouth, and quite frankly, uncalled for. Massacre Girl. Scalding Tarn. I mean, I guess we can do a Karn's thing here anyway. Why don't we do some stuff? Oh yeah, we can Mind Splice too, right. I forgot that we grabbed that the other game. Sure. Boom. Hit the opponent for 3. Gitrog. Are they on Caltech? Like, is there... I don't know if I can identify Caltech offhand. Caltech does, like, end-of-turn cleanup step memes with Gitrog Monster. It's a whole thing. What if we are extremely lazy with Mind Splice Apparatus? Because it's a prowess trigger. Bounce the Gitrog to hand, because that's tempo, baby. And then we hit them for 3 again. Seems okay. Gitrog Monster making its reappearance. Glissa. Why did it have to be Glissa? Karn's Temporal Centering for 2. Sort of. We do need Eluge for cards. Right, that's part of how that card works. Okay. Right, we can just Mind Spring here. We can only Mind Spring for 1, sorry, I would rather just save it, I think. We might be losing an enchantment to Glissa, which I don't like, but is also maybe okay. Like, depends on if they play out the Massacre Girl or not here. We only have the 1/1, so I'm kind of assuming that they have, like, better stuff to do. They can almost make the jump to Glissa, which almost gets them to Eluge. Scoot Swarm. So now if they Massacre Girl, they can wipe the board, but they might not necessarily want to do that with the Scoot Swarm. Okay. We will throw the Otter under Glissa to keep our enchantments up. Okay. Sorry, Emrakul's Messenger. Propsidic Memory. Karn's Temporal Sundering target player. Bounce the, I don't know, the, like, token. Because it's hard removal, and then also discard 2 unless we do stuff. Sure, I should attack with Eluge. Honestly, I want the counters on the Messenger here. Burp. Not that this is a, yeah, super important optimization, just should get in the habit of playing around Eluge's thing properly. We will discard one of these islands, play an island, and turn. Mind Splice ticks up again. We get an Archway of Innovation. I would like to level up this Storm Chaser's talent and get our Psych Rift back. Because that seems helpful here. Overload? That seems like a way to stall. I could... yeah. This deck isn't that hard and I'm playing it so sloppy, sorry. Listen. Listen. Improvise doesn't really matter, or it's not mana positive here. We can Silver Scrutiny for 3. Opponent plays Glissa. Opponent plays Scoot Swarm. Are they going to try to Massacre Girl me? Because I can crack the Eldrazi spawn in response. Also, that doesn't... Or no, sorry, they can count up to Scoot, Emrakul, Glissa, but they're short making the jump to Eluge. Putrefy? On the Emrakul's Messenger. Okay. Well, let's X3 and get a little last gasp of value out of it. My turn. Mind Splice happens. Yay, Brawl's expertise, we get to just win cleanly. Hurrah! Ominous Seas is the only thing that scales in yeah, great. I mean, I guess they could have had spot removal like a Doomblade or whatever, but we get to just do a smash with Eluge, and yeah, good games to the opponent. Thank you for watching the video, and an extra big thank you to the Patreon patrons and YouTube members that help make these videos possible. Hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.